There is a visit your Medicare already pays for, in full, every single year. No copay, no deductible, not $1 out of your pocket. It is yours, you are entitled to it, you have already paid for it through a lifetime of work. And as of this year, it now includes a brand new screening that can catch one of the most feared conditions in retirement years before it ever becomes obvious. And here is the part that should stop you cold. Most people on Medicare have never used this visit even once. Not because they cannot get it, not because they have to fight for it, but because of one small thing, one word that decides whether you walk out of that office having paid nothing or walk out with a bill in your hand for a visit that was supposed to be free. Say the wrong word at the front desk and you get charged. Say the right one, the exact one, and it costs you nothing. Most people have never been told the difference, so they either never go or they go and accidentally turn a free benefit into a bill, and then they never go back. So today I am going to tell you exactly what this visit is, exactly what it covers, the new screening that was just added this year, and the precise words to say when you call so that it stays free. Get a pen because the difference between free and billed comes down to a single phrase, and I'm going to give it to you word for word. Here's what I am going to walk you through in order. First, what this visit actually is, because it is not what most people think it is, and that misunderstanding is exactly why they skip it. Second, everything it checks, including the brand new screening added this year that almost no one knows is now part of it. Third, the one-word problem, the exact reason people get billed for something that is supposed to be free, and the precise phrase that prevents it. And fourth, who can use it, when, and exactly what to say on the phone to schedule it. Stay with me to the third part especially, because that is the part that costs people money every single day without them ever realizing it. My name is Reed Banks, and I work as a federal tax specialist. Most of my work is with retirees on Social Security, Medicare, and the rules that decide how much of your own money you actually keep. I am not here to sell you anything. I am here because this is one of those rare situations where the government already set aside something valuable for you, already paid for it, and the only thing standing between you and it is that nobody ever explained how to claim it correctly. That is a problem I can fix in the next few minutes. Let me start with George, because George's story is the reason I make videos like this one. George is 73, a retired postal worker from outside Dayton, Ohio. George is careful with money, the kind of man who reads every bill twice. Last year, his daughter kept telling him, "Dad, you have Medicare, go get your free yearly visit." So George finally called his doctor's office, and he said the most natural thing in the world. He said, "I would like to come in for my yearly checkup." A few weeks after the appointment, a bill arrived. Not a huge one, but a bill. For a visit George was certain was supposed to be free. He was angry, he felt lied to, and he told his daughter he was never going back. And here is the thing that breaks my heart about George's story. George did nothing wrong except use the wrong word. He asked for a checkup. A checkup, also called a physical exam, is not automatically covered by Medicare. But the free yearly visit George was entitled to has a different, specific name. And if he had used that name, that exact phrase, he would have walked out owing nothing. One word turned his free benefit into a bill and then turned him off the whole thing entirely. I do not want that to happen to you, so let me make sure it cannot. So let me tell you what this visit actually is, because the name matters and the misunderstanding matters. It is called the Medicare Annual Wellness Visit. Not a checkup, not a physical, the Annual Wellness Visit. And it is covered 100% by Medicare Part B, with zero copay and zero deductible, as long as your doctor accepts Medicare, which the large majority of primary care doctors do. You are entitled to one every 12 months. Now here is where the misunderstanding starts, and why so many people either skip it or feel let down when they go. The Annual Wellness Visit is not a hands-on physical exam. Your doctor is not going to press on your stomach and listen to your lungs the way a traditional checkup works. That is a different appointment, and that is the one that can get billed. What the Annual Wellness Visit actually is, officially, is a personalized prevention planning visit. Your doctor sits down with you and reviews your complete health history, every medication you are taking, your risk factors, your family history, and builds or updates a prevention plan that is specific to you. So it is not about poking and prodding. It is about looking at the whole picture of your health and getting ahead of problems before they start. Once you understand that, you stop expecting a physical and you start using it for what it is actually good at, which is catching things early. And here is everything that visit checks, because this is where the real value lives. They take your basic measurements, your blood pressure, your height and weight, and body mass index. They review every medication you are on, which matters enormously because a huge number of problems in older adults come from medications interacting with each other, and a yearly review catches that. They assess your fall risk, and I want you to hear how important that one is because a single bad fall is one of the most life-changing events that can happen in retirement, and a few minutes of assessment can prevent it. They evaluate how you are managing daily activities. They screen for depression, which is far more common and far more treatable in older adults than most people admit. And as of this year, there is a new piece that I want to spend a moment on because it may be the single most valuable thing in the entire visit. As of a change that took effect this year, your provider is now specifically required to assess your cognitive function during the annual wellness visit. In plain English, they check for early signs of memory problems, trouble concentrating, and changes in judgment. Now I know that the moment I say the word memory, some of you tense up because this is the fear nobody likes to say out loud. So let me be very clear about what this is and is not. This is not a scary hour-long test. It is a brief, straightforward assessment woven right into the visit at no extra charge. And here is why it matters so much. The early signs of cognitive decline are exactly the signs people hide from their families and from themselves. By the time it is obvious enough that everyone notices, many of the best options, the medications, the planning, the legal and financial steps you can take while you are still fully in control, are already harder to use. Catching it early opens doors that close later. And the cool part is that the people who would benefit most from this screening are usually the least likely to ask for it, because asking feels like admitting something. The annual wellness visit removes that problem entirely, because the screening is simply part of the visit. You do not have to bring it up. You do not have to admit anything. You just show up for your free yearly visit and it is included. Now here is the one-word problem, the single most important thing in this entire video, so write this down. When you call to schedule, you must ask for the Medicare Annual Wellness Visit by that name. Do not call and say you want a checkup. Do not say you want a physical. Do not say you want a yearly exam, because a checkup and a physical are different services, and Medicare does not cover those the same way, which means you can get billed, exactly like George did. The front desk schedules whatever you ask for. If you ask for a checkup, you get a checkup, and you may get a bill. If you ask by name for the Medicare Annual Wellness Visit, the office codes it correctly, and it is free. The action step. Call your primary care doctor's office and say these exact words. I would like to schedule my Medicare Annual Wellness Visit. If they ask whether you mean a physical, say no, the annual wellness visit, the one covered by Medicare. That one sentence is the difference between free and billed. And one more detail that trips people up. There is a separate, also free visit called the Welcome to Medicare visit, which is a one-time visit available only in your first 12 months on Medicare. After that first year, the one you want every year for the rest of your life is the annual wellness visit. Same idea, different name depending on how long you have been on Medicare. If you are past your first year, the annual wellness visit is your phrase. Let me tell you about Marie, because Marie is the other side of George's story, the way it is supposed to go. Marie is 70, a retired librarian from outside Asheville, North Carolina. Marie heard the phrase, the exact phrase, Medicare Annual Wellness Visit, from a friend at her church. So when she called her doctor, she used it word for word. The visit cost her nothing. And during the medication review, her doctor noticed that 2 of the prescriptions she was taking, prescribed by 2 different specialists who were not talking to each other, should not be taken together. They adjusted it that day. Marie had been having dizzy spells for months and had chalked it up to getting older. They stopped. That is what this visit is for. Not poking and prodding, catching the thing that is quietly causing a problem before it causes a bigger one. Marie did one thing differently from George. She used the right words. And it cost her nothing to find out something that genuinely mattered. Now let me tie this together, because the pattern here is the same one I see over and over. And once you see it, you will never unsee it. The government creates a benefit. They pay for it. And then they do almost nothing to tell you it exists or how to claim it correctly. The annual wellness visit has been free for years. The cognitive screening was just added this year, and yet most people on Medicare have never used the visit even once. And a good number of the ones who tried got billed because they used the wrong word and walked away feeling burned. None of that is your fault. Nobody handed you the instructions. So here are the instructions, simply. You are entitled to one free Medicare annual wellness visit every 12 months. It costs you nothing. It now includes a cognitive screening that can catch things years earlier than they would otherwise be caught. And the only thing standing between you and it is calling your doctor and asking for it by its exact name. That is the whole secret. It is not complicated. It was just never explained. If you take only one thing from this video, take the phrase Medicare Annual Wellness Visit. Not a checkup, not a physical. The annual wellness visit. George used the wrong word and got a bill and almost gave up on the whole thing. Marie used the right word and found out 2 of her medications were fighting each other. Same benefit, same Medicare, same entitlement. The only difference was knowing what to say. Now you know what to say. So pick up the phone this week, call your doctor's office, and use those words for yourself. And tell the people you love to do the same. If this helped you, hit the like button because it genuinely helps this reach one more person who has been leaving a free yearly visit unused without knowing it was there. And subscribe because I break down one of these money and benefit rules in plain English every single week. And the next one I have for you is the 3 Medicare enrollment mistakes that can cost you a permanent penalty for the rest of your life, and exactly how to avoid each one. And before you go, do one thing for me. If you have a parent, a spouse, or a friend on Medicare, send them this video and tell them the phrase. Because right now, there is a free visit with a screening that could change everything, sitting unused with their name on it, and the only thing they are missing is one word. You can be the one who gives it to them. This is Reed Banks, and I will see you in the next video.